Thank God you came. How many more days could I wait? Make plans with you, and I won't let them fall through. I think I lie for you. I think I die for you. Jealousy cry for you. Do things when you want me to. Like control, yeah, like control. Don't work like that when you love somebody. My old flex is my new flex now, and we're working on it. That's why I need all the energy that you bring to me. My last girl would tear me apart, but she never wanna split a thing with me. But when it comes to you, I think I'd lie for you. I think I'd die for you. Do things when you want me to.
Black people, they are the original owners of America. Black people, African Americans, they were already here, and they played them out, and they stole the Smithsonian Institute, which is Jesuit controlled, stole their knowledge, stole their history, and now we're just left wondering who we are, where we come from, where we're going. We don't know anything. Just go into a country, plague the whole place out, and then take over their buildings. New York was already there for thousands of years. San Francisco was there for thousands of years. Los Angeles was there for thousands of years. They were built by the indigenous people who were black and Indians as well. The black people, they are the original owners of America.
This is the Eve's Way. This is by the Eve's Way, you guys. But you guys, I'm going to take a little of it. Y'all have to go over there to see the rest of this. This African man reeks of ignorances and jealousy, saying Black America has no culture. Again, this is taken by the Eve's Way, Truth Speak.
This is our culture also. Africans in this country are the only groups, they have no culture. It depends on who you meet, where you meet them. Two value systems in the African American culture. Then two taboos in the African American culture system. Then two traditions, by the way, in the African American culture system. You have no culture. Nancy, you've been here, born here. Why would you be surprised if I say African Americans don't have a culture? What, twerking?
I've seen several videos from this interview this morning with Frank Zano, and while seemingly educated and has some interesting points of view, is spewing lots of white supremacist ideas of Blackness and colonialism. He particularly hones in on Black Americans and Haitians, and as you can imagine, I was all ears on both sides of this combo. What's worse, the women having the conversation with him didn't have the bandwidth or capacity to speak on these topics. And if there's one thing that really grinds my gears, it's people who paint broad strokes and completely leave out the historical nuance and geopolitics that are crucial, especially when discussing anyone in the diaspora's history, culture, language, and current socioeconomic positioning in the modern world post-colonialism. To say that Black Americans have no culture boldly is to admit publicly that you're unqualified to continue your conversation. He is correct that there is no one singular unified Black American culture. That would be similar to you saying all of West Africa has a singular culture, because America is comparable to a continent size-wise. Black American culture is American culture, which is consumed globally and emulated globally, but it's become the dominant standardized culture for so long, you're not able to ascertain which aspects of that culture are Black. Furthermore, the bastardization of that culture that America exports. Prime example. We have to discuss the socialization of anti-Black sentiment throughout the diaspora when it comes to America, and that's seen from educators down to laymen, and this man appears to be no different. Because according to you, twerking is not a valid part of African American culture, even though it comes from your culture and our ancestors. So why is this dance considered traditional and cultural for you, but twerking for us couldn't be a part of African American culture? Black American culture is unique and has developed in America over the last 400 years. Black spirituality and worship in the Black church has been a central and vital institution of Black American life, acting as a hub for community, social justice, and spiritual support. Religion has provided a source of strength and hope in face of a systemic oppression, which is where a lot of our traditions stem from. Black American spirituality, Louisiana voodoo, and hoodoo, which developed from the Middle Passage and thrived during our time here on the plantation, is a direct result of our African origins, coupled with our new existence here in America, which is no different than Santeria in Cuba, DR, PR, voodoo in Haiti, Obia in Jamaica, or Candomblé in Brazil. If you're in America, there's a difference between a black funeral, black wedding, black church, black christening, black prom, versus white versions of these. These are our tradition, and this is what we've developed here. Same things that you attribute to any other African or Latin American culture, these parts of our culture are just not exported to the world, so you don't think they exist. Soul food, which can be traced back to the culinary practices of enslaved Africans in the American South, blending African traditions with European techniques, inspiration from the natives, and ingredients and cooking methods available during slavery. It's unique to Black Americans, and it varies by region, same as food varies by any region anywhere in the world. Our value systems are family and community. We have collectivistic values placing a strong emphasis on family closeness, community bonding, and solidarity is a core value in most, if not all, Black American communities. Children are often raised to show great respect for their elders, seeking guidance and reverence as they age and as we mature. Art, which is the most exported and consumed and marketed part of our culture. From the Harlem Renaissance to today, Black Americans have made immense contributions to the arts. For example, literature, writers like Langston Hughes defined the Harlem Renaissance. Visual art, our dances, our music, which have been consumed globally for the last century. Every popular genre of music we've created, blues, jazz, hip hop, praise and worship, gospel, rock and roll, and country are all Black American culture. Clothing and style are Black American culture, street style, hip hop style. And you say about our language, we have AAVE, we have Gullah Geechee, we have Creole. People speak differently in Texarkana. People speak differently in South Carolina versus the North versus the Midwest. America is this roughly the size of Europe. Again, to say America and Black Americans have no culture is not only lazy, it's playing into the trope that we are the lost Africans, and also lends itself to they don't know where they come from. So many dangerous and misinformed tropes this man puts forward about both groups. And if there's one thing I hate, like I said, is people who make claims and leave out the history and geopolitics that are required to understand the talking points that we are currently discussing. Some aspects of Black Americans feeling like they're oppressed, so they stay oppressed. Maybe we can dive into those concepts and you can provide a well thought out thesis or provide to me your point of view. But if you're doing...
So let's just take a look at this young man. You have infuriated this young man, and frankly, you can't blame him for being angry at what he heard. This young lady talks about right here.
So that, I think that's part of the...
This young lady talk about Black American culture continues to evolve, but African immigrant culture is frozen at the time they immigrate. That's why they don't recognize Black American culture. But our culture continuously evolves, you guys. So anyhow, she's saying that when at the time that they maybe if they came over here in the 80s, right? That's where they're frozen in their culture. If they go back home, like in 2025, maybe their culture has evolved, because I hear a lot of these Africans say when they go back home, they, they don't even recognize the place, so everything is different. But American culture continuously evolves. So much to you guys are over here rocking without fleeing to our culture, you guys. Let's look at this.
And you don't like it. So then you lash out at us. That's just my perspective. Tell me what you think of cultural fossilization.
Charles Xavier, milk dud head ass fucking African gonna talk to a Haitian woman on that stupid ass whatever the fuck it is. I don't give a fuck what platform they're on. Talking about some. What is their culture? What is their culture? Do they have a culture? They don't even have a culture, bitch. The same culture that you fled to, you dumb milk dud head ass motherfucker, bro. So you're saying you got more culture than us. How come that culture didn't fix Africa, you fucking loser ass bitch? If your culture's so better than ours, why did it not fix your fucking homelands, your dilapidated third world ass homelands? Why is America over there dropping rice over there? Why is America over there fucking helping y'all motherfuckers, bro? If your culture's so much better than the Western world, who the fuck are you to even fucking question anybody's fucking culture if it didn't fix the problems that you had over where the fuck you're from? Y'all never make any sense. Y'all never sound educated. All that fucking college y'all talk about, y'all never sound like any educated ass motherfuckers. Y'all sound like some hating ass, xenophobic people. Americans in this country are the only groups, they have no culture.
Good morning. As you can see, I'm a bit exhausted by this video. First of all, she was the wrong person to be. For that particular interview, she was the wrong person. And here's another thing that I want to drive home. And I'm not contributing to the diaspora wars or anything like that.
So a lot of them, they like to speak about, we have nowhere to flee. They can go back home. But we are not immigrants. We were here first. This is our land. This is our culture. This culture that you flee to, like this young man says. Also, our language is different. Even our English, we call that slang, which a lot of you be trying to imitate. Gully, Creole, on and on and on. We have our own style of speaking our own English. Again, this is the Eve's way. Come away from the Eve's way. I think truth speaks.
Many young Africans, when they come over here for college, they will indulge in African American culture. Okay? And he had the audacity to state, well, what is there to American culture aside from freedom? Did you forget resiliency? I think some, because I'm not going to generalize, some Africans get it a bit twisted. If it were not for Black Americans, you wouldn't be able to take advantage of the liberties here in America. So let's focus on African American culture, being that we have none, based off of what he said. And this goes beyond, rap music, because that shows me that you want to be adjacent to white privilege. If you just want to categorize us as such, okay? There were a day and a time.
This is Mr. Intellectual. But anyway, you guys, we come from a culture where we don't flee. We come from a culture of survival. We stay and we fight. I just often wonder, why are they so scary? They come from a scary culture, right? And a lazy culture, because you guys got diamonds, minerals, gold, all these resources right there in your country. Yet you too lazy to produce it. You too lazy to make it work for your own country. And then you too scary to fight out all the robbers that come in your country. So that's the culture you come from. This man is just telling you guys that in spite of it all, y'all like to bring up we were slaves. In spite of it all, we're the number one black face on the earth. In spite of it all, we're the number one richest black people on the earth. In spite of it all, we're the number one creator all over the world where we create and invent people. Even right now, when you jump in your car, everything under that hood up there was invented by fundamental African America, fundamental Black America. Just think about the GPS by Miss Gladys West. She's still alive, you guys.
There are music, Black music, such as hip hop. That was our culture. It was a whole culture. You could go to places like New York City, like Brooklyn, the door knocker era, the food that was there, the way that we moved, the way that we did things.
The swag.
And white people got a hold of it and weaponized it. So by the time rap came out, then that's when you start talking about the pum-pums and, there's the violence and the this and the that. And they use that, these people use that as propaganda to get y'all to toot your noses up at us.
All right. We do have culture. You don't like the culture? Go home. Fix your culture and leave ours alone.
So the Diaspora Initiative looks to tap into $1.7 trillion African American purse. When I see Diaspora Initiative, all you got to do is put equity in between that shit, and now you got DEI again. They trying to move DEI all the way to fucking Africa by using us again. You know they used us for DEI, but that's neither here nor there. So Southern Africa is the target market for the first in a series of African diaspora and Friends of Africa investment summits. So why the fuck are you looking into the African American purse? Have you looked into the Brazil? You know, it's black people in Brazil. What about those black people? Are you checking the pockets of the black people in the fucking UK? Why you want our money? Is it because it's the most? Huh? Something about this just don't sit right with me, man. And after all this, after the Essence Festival flop, and we realized that Caroline Wanga, Watanga, whatever the Fonga, whatever the Figa, whatever the fuck, nigga, then just completely tore down the Essence Festival. Now it'll never be the same, and probably it'll never be anything again because they Africanized it. You know, we are Black Americans, bruh. Like, we have a whole totally different culture. Stop trying to supplant our shit and co-opt our shit, G. This shit is really pissing me off. So now basically you just gonna tell us that, yeah, we want y'all money over here. We don't want y'all, and if y'all don't want to come over here, we don't care. We want to figure out a way to get y'all money over here is all I hear. So let's read this. We got a little bit more to read. All right, so let's read this. African American buying power could reach $1.7 trillion by 2030, projects the McKinsey Institute for Black Economic Mobility. But only a tiny fraction of it is currently ending up in Africa. So let's stop right there. So you know how much money we're making, and only a little bit of it is coming over there, and y'all want more. Okay. With the African Union and the Joe Biden administration both promoting the diaspora as a key potential source of funding for the continent, a coalition of black business leaders is coming together to help turn things around. Let's pause again. They keep using this word fucking diaspora basically just to mean American black people. Because the fucking diaspora don't mean Brazilian black people. It don't mean fucking black people in the UK. It don't mean fucking Haitians. Right? It don't mean fucking Trinidad and Tobagoans, nigga. What the fuck, man? This shit pissing me off real high key, G. I'm gonna read the rest of this, man. On the 17th of October, they announced the first in what they envision as a series of African diaspora and Friends of Africa investment summit over the coming years. New opportunities. A few dozen investors and U.S. government officials attended the launch at the South African Embassy in Washington, D.C. The half-day event was a precursor to a 3-day summit focused on a 16-member Southern African Development Community. Scheduled, they just got all these fucking names for these fucking organizations just to confuse you. Basically, we want your fucking money, give it to us, and we got a whole bunch of ways for you to give it to us. And this is basically an opportunity for them to take the diaspora's wealth and redirect it to the fucking continent. Like, what is that? Y'all just tell me, yeah, give me your fucking money, nigga. What? So, y'all gonna tell me as black Americans, y'all going for this? Y'all agree with this shit. So, y'all would rather build up Africa than build up America? Let me say this, okay? Instead of us just giving you money, let us buy your fucking country then. How much is the Congo? How much is Ghana? How much is South Africa? Tell me how much it is. How much is Rwanda? How much is Ethiopia? How much is Somalia? Right? I can guarantee you we might be able to buy all the motherfuckers for less than $1.7 trillion and turn them into American economies. Because it won't be Africa no more. Let us buy it. Fuck giving you the money. Let us buy it. Let's change the conversation. So the Diaspora Initiative looks to tap into $1.7 trillion African American purse.